Dear student, in the series of lecture of Stat 102, today we will discuss the measures of dispersion. So let us start. What are dispersions and what are various measures so that we can measure how your data is dispersed around mean or any value. So let us start with dispersion or measures of dispersion. कि डिस्पर्सन को मापने के वेरियस टूल्स हैं वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे. सो व्हाट इज डिस्पर्सन? इफ वी वांट टू कंपेयर टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आपका हाइट का भी हो सकता है, वेट का भी हो सकता है, एंड द एवरेज वैल्यू which we have studied in last lectures may not give a complete picture, as it may be possible that the distribution have same mean values, but their data points may be scattered or spreaded with various degrees. So, the degree to which the numerical data tends to scatter or spread around the central value is called dispersion. For example, if you have a series 1, 4, 5, 7, 8. So 5, 5, 10 and 15, its total is 25. 5 observations are there, then their mean is say 5. Right? You have another distribution in which the data is say 5, 0, 10, 0, say 10. Or you can say this may be 5 and 10, 15, and then you can say it is say 10 again. Now you will see the sum of all these is again 25, and if I divide it by 5, so it gives you the mean of this series. Now since the mean of this series is 5 and mean of another series is 5, but the question arises, in series 2 the data is more scattered as compared to this series. So in order to measure how much data is scattered from this mean value is known as measures of dispersion. So the degree to which numerical data tends to scatter or spread around the central value is called dispersion. Further, any quantity that measures this degree of spread or scatteredness around the central value is called measure of dispersion. Right? So some there are many measures of dispersion we are going to discuss in today's lecture. Some important measures of dispersion are: first one is range, second one is mean deviation, third one is variance, fourth one is standard deviation, fifth one is coefficient of variation. Now I will discuss each and every measures in detail, and how you will find the range, how you will find the mean deviation of a data series, their variance, standard deviation or coefficient of variation. So first of all, the mean, the range, mean deviation, variance and standard deviation means first, second, third and fourth. They are known as absolute measures of dispersion. They are known as absolute measure of dispersion. right? Whereas this fifth one, coefficient of variation, it is a pure number and it is generally expressed in percentages. So it is not absolute measure. So CV is a pure number. I will explain when we discuss CV in detail, and often expressed as a percentage. So among these five measures, four are absolute measure of dispersion and one is a pure number which can be expressed in percentages. So what is range? Range is defined as difference between two extreme observation of a data set. So range is defined as the difference between two extreme observation of the data set. Means, for example, you have a data set, say 4, 8, 13, 16, 90, 110, 120. So from this data set, how you will find out the range? You have to find two values. One is maximum and one is minimum. So the difference between maximum and minimum will give you the range, right? So it is used when a rough comparison of two or more sets of data is needed, or when observation are too scattered, बहुत ज़्यादा बिखरी हुई हो, to justify the comparison of a more precise measure of dispersion. So this is simplest one, but it has many disadvantages because it is based on only two observation, two extreme observation, 4 and say 102, and rest of the observations are not taken into account. That's why it is generally not used. So range is of course the simplest measure of dispersion and it is easy to interpret. Also, it is based on only two extreme observations and has greater chance of being affected by fluctuation of sampling. So, it is also known as a crude and less reliable measure of dispersion. Of course, it is a measure of dispersion, but it is more affected by fluctuation of sampling. It is a crude method and less reliable measure of dispersion. Then we will talk about another measure which is known as mean deviation. Now, what is mean deviation? The arithmetic mean of the absolute deviation about any point, say A, is called the mean deviation about point A. This point A may be the mean, this may be the median, this may be the mode, or this may be any other point also. So you can write like that. The point A may be taken as mean, median, or mode of the distribution. And of course, it is a very useful measure of dispersion in business and economics when extreme observations influences the standard deviation unduly. So I will generate a method how you will find out the mean deviation from a set of data. So let us suppose the mean deviation of n observations, say x1, x2, x3, xn, about any point A. A may be your mean, median, mode, or other point. This is given by the formula 1 upon n, I vary from 1 to n, xi minus a and its absolute value. अब ये एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू क्या है? ये मान लो आपके पास कोई भी डाटा पॉइंट है, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, say 12, and you want to find the mean deviation. So मैंने पहले भी बताया था, this is your first data point, that is x1, this is x2, this is x3, x4, x5, x6. right? So your number of observation will be 6. Then you want to find out the mean deviation about any point. वो मैं point कोई भी मान लेता हूँ, मान लो 8 के अराउंड आपने mean deviation निकालनी है. So your A will be 8. And if you take the mean of these 6 observation, then I have to find out the sum. 10, 17, 25, 35 और 12, 35 और 12 47, इसको 13 कर देते हैं. So that it becomes 48. So mean will be 48 by 6. So 8. So you can take this 8 mean also. By chance x8, x4 is any point about which I want to find out these deviation. तो फिर मैं क्या करूँगा? Then I will compute xi minus 8. तो अगर मान लो 4 में से मैंने 8 घटाया, 6 में से मैंने 8 घटाया, 7 में से मैंने 8 घटाया, 8 में से 8 घटाया, 10 में से मैंने 8 घटाया और 13 में से मैंने 8 सब्सट्रैक्ट किया. Then take their absolute value. Absolute value means when I subtract 8 from 4, I will get minus 4. So I will take the positive value only. This mode means taking positive value only. In this case, it is 2. In this case, it is 1. This is 0. This is 2. And this is 5. And if I take the sum of all these observations, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 14, and divide this 14 by number of observation, will give me 2.333 is the mean deviation. कहने का मतलब ये है कि from each data point you subtract the any point about which you want to find out the mean deviation, take their absolute value, and then these deviations are summed up with the help of the summation and divide it by total number of observation. You will find the mean deviation. अब क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है कि अगर ये तो मेरा एक सिंपल फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन था, सिंपल डिस्क्रीट एक सीरीज थी. समटाइम्स आई हैव ए discrete frequency distribution in which the various values of x along with their frequencies are given. Then what happen? Suppose x1, x2 and xn are the value of the variate and each is occurred f1, f2 and fn times. And if I make a tabular arrangement, then it will becomes the discrete frequency distribution. अगर आपका डिस्क्रीट फ्रिक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो जिसमें वेरिएट वैल्यू हो और उनकी फ्रिक्वेंसी साथ दी गई हो, तो आप मीन डेविएशन कैसे निकालेंगे? सो इफ फ्रिक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज गिवन, then mean deviation can be given by 1 by capital N, I vary from 1 to n, xi minus a multiply by fi. So if frequencies are given, then these deviation is multiplied with frequency and then we will take the sum and your small n will be replaced with capital N, where capital N is nothing but it is sum of all the frequencies. So it is very simple. So property of this mean deviation is, of course, it is rigidly defined and based on all the observation. हम कोई भी observation इसमें छोड़ते नहीं. It is of course very easy to calculate and relatively easy to interpret. It is least when deviations are taken about the median. सबसे कम कब होगा? जब आप deviation median से लेंगे. And is not affected much by extreme value. ये आप करके देख सकते हो किसी भी एग्जाम्पल में से. आप मीन डेविएशन अबाउट मीन निकालिए, आप मीन डेविएशन अबाउट मीडियन निकालिए और आप मीन डेविएशन अबाउट मोड निकालिए. So you will find that the mean deviation which is taken from median is less. And last one, mean deviation has a serious limitation. क्या limitation है? Because when we take the modulus of these value, so we will take all positive value. We will ignore negative signs, negative deviations, and which creates some artificiality in the result. So this is all about mean deviation, how you can find out the mean deviation from a series, from a frequency distribution. Then we will talk about variance, which is also denoted by the Greek letter sigma square. So variance sigma square is defined as arithmetic mean of squared deviation taken about the mean of a series. So how? Arithmetic mean. So arithmetic mean means you divide it by 1 by n of the squared deviation taken about mean of the series. So these are the deviation about the mean, and if I take the square of it and taking the sum, divide it by n, so it is the arithmetic mean. This becomes the arithmetic mean. Mathematically, the variance is given by the formula sigma square. It is 1 by n. I vary from 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. जो मैंने पहले बताया था वही है. Or for simplicity, for computational purposes, this formula can be written as 1 by n xi square. Means कि जो आपका x है उसका स्क्वायर लीजिए, उन स्क्वायर्स को जोड़ कीजिए, उसको 1/n से डिवाइड कर दीजिए, एंड देन take the square of the mean and subtract it. You will get the variance. So this is for a simple series. For example, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. This is my series. So 4, 10, 18 and this is 28. Total will be 40. So my mean will be x bar will be 40 divided by 5, that is 8. Then I will find out, these are the value of x. Then I will find out the value of xi minus x bar. So 4 minus 8. So this is minus 4. 4 minus 6 minus 8. This is minus 2. It is 0. This is 2 and 4. Then take their squares. X minus x bar whole square. So it is 16 and it is 4. It is 0, 4 and 16. And its sum is equal to 632 and 840. So divide it by n, that is 5. So your 8 will be the mean, variance of this. Another method which I have told you, that you take the square of x, that is 16, 36, 64, 100, 144. इनको अगर आप जोड़ोगे तो 244, 280 and 80, 360. So sum will be 360. Divide it by n, that is your 5, minus mean is 8, its square 64. So when you 7 and 2 minus 64. So in both case you will get same variance. Clear? So in case of a frequency distribution, ये तो एक सिंपल डिस्क्रीट सीरीज का आप वेरिएंस निकालते हो. इन फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन व्हाट वी हैव, the variate value along with their frequencies. Frequencies are also given. Then sigma square can be obtained 1 by capital N fi xi minus x bar. कहने का मतलब है इनको हमने फ्रीक्वेंसी से मल्टीप्लाई कर देना है, एंड दिस 1/n इज रिप्लेस्ड विद 1/N, एंड दिस N इज नथिंग बट इट इज सम ऑफ ऑल द फ्रीक्वेंसी। ठीक है, और इसका भी एक अल्टरनेट फार्मूला है, इट इज 1/n Fi xi स्क्वेयर, जो मैंने ऊपर किया था, माइनस x बार, राइट। Here you will see x bar is nothing but Fi xi upon N, and N is sum of all the frequencies, right? So its property, it is a stable measure and suitable for further mathematical treatments, and it is regarded as one of the best measures of the dispersion. However, the variance is expressed in squared unit of the data, which make it less intuitive for interpretation in real terms, क्योंकि इसमें हम हर डाटा का स्क्वायर कर रहे हैं, नेगेटिव को भी हम पॉजिटिव बना रहे हैं, तो उससे ये थोड़ा सा लेस इंट्यूटिव हो जाता है और इसकी इंटरप्रिटेशन करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है. देन अनदर मेजर which is again based on this variance, which will address this squared term, that is known as the standard deviation. And standard deviation is always represented by the Greek letter sigma. So standard deviation sigma is the positive square root of the variance. ये बड़ा important है. It is positive square root of the variance. When you find out the variance and take its square root, then you will get plus minus value. So if we take positive value, then it will represent the variance, and is represented the average deviation of the data point from the mean in the same unit as the original data. ये अगर मान लो आपका ओरिजिनल डाटा सेंटीमीटर में है, तो ये भी आपको सेंटीमीटर में ही आपका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन होगा, लेकिन वेरिएंस हमेशा आपका सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर्स में होगा, राइट. मैथमेटिकली यू कैन फाइंड, ये मेरा वेरिएंस का फार्मूला था, इसका मैंने स्क्वायर रूट ले लिया, पॉजिटिव स्क्वायर रूट, और फॉर कंप्यूटेशनल पर्पसेस दिस कैन बी आल्सो गिवन लाइक दिस. इन केस ऑफ ए फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन क्या करेंगे हम, इसको Fi से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे, एंड दिस कैपिटल स्मॉल n इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय कैपिटल N, so it is 1/n Fi xi minus x bar square, and it is also equivalent to 1/n summation Fi xi square minus x bar square. And now the property of the standard deviation. Standard deviation is considered the most powerful measure of dispersion because it is stable, less sensitive to sampling fluctuation, and suitable for advanced statistical treatment. Also, it is independent of change in origin but not of scale. And a limitation is that it cannot be calculated on A limitation is that it cannot be calculated for open-ended distribution. Okay, so all the absolute measure of dispersion I have explained. Now I will show you how you can compute the standard uh, uh, all these methods with numerical data. So let us start. Step deviation method of computing variance. Why we use this step deviation method? Because sometimes when we deal with large data set, the multiplication of xi with fi and then taking the sum is become difficult. So we will reduce the scale. We will change the scale as well as we will change the origin also. So this method is used to simplify calculations, especially when data is grouped, and its steps are: first we will compute the mid values जो कि हमने मीन में भी की of class interval. If not given, let x1 x2 xn be the mid values. ठीक है, फिर क्या करेंगे? फॉर ईच क्लास इंटरवल वी विल कैलकुलेट ए न्यू वेरिएबल से ui which can be obtained by subtracting a assumed mean from each that xi and divide it by h. इससे क्या होगा? हमारा स्केल बहुत छोटा हो जाएगा. ठीक है, वेयर a is assumed mean and h is the width of the class interval. उसके बाद जिस तरह हम मीन में निकालते थे fi ui, we will multiply all the ui which we have computed here and multiply it with frequency, take their sum. Then we will compute fi ui square, squaring each ui, multiply the square with frequencies and take their sum. And the we can compute the actual mean by x bar a plus h into summation fi ui upon capital N. Again, this capital N is nothing but it is summation fi, right? Then variance is given by h square multiplied by summation fi ui square upon n minus fi ui n होल स्क्वायर. ये एक्चुअली मीन है, दिस इज एक्स बार. तो आप इससे डायरेक्ट मेथड से, स्टेप डेविएशन मेथड से आप वेरिएंस निकाल सकते हो. और यू कैन से दिस इज द वेरिएंस ऑफ नथिंग बट दिस इज सिग्मा स्क्वायर यू. So h square multiplied by sigma square u. Then last method, which is a pure number, is coefficient of variation, CV. The coefficient of variation is a relative measure. It is not absolute measure of dispersion and it expressed as a percentage. I have already told you. And it is independent of unit of measurement. इसकी कोई यूनिट नहीं होती. And useful for comparing variability between two data sets, two or more data sets or similar units. Now what will be the formula of CV? CV can be computed by computing the standard deviation, divide it by mean and multiply it by 100. I mean to say CV is standard deviation is given by sigma, mean is given by x bar. If I multiply this by 100, then this will give you the coefficient of variation. Now, what is the significance of this coefficient of variation? Any series with smaller coefficient of variation is considered less dispersed. Less dispersed का मतलब क्या है कि सारा डाटा मीन के अराउंड ही क्लस्टर्ड है और it is more consistent. So a series with a smaller coefficient of variation is considered less dispersed or more consistent. Then, as in case of central tendency, we will find out the combined or pooled variance. It is also possible sometime two sets of data is there, their variance is given, say sigma 1 square for first series, sigma 2 square for second series, n1 is the number of observation in first series, n2 is the number of observation in second series, and we want to find out the pooled or combined variance of these two series. So in next, let us do it. Combined or pooled variance. So it is generally represented by sigma square p. So the combined or pooled variance of two groups is calculated using this formula. Sigma square p, the combined pooled variance, is n1 sigma 1 square plus n2 sigma 2 square plus n1 d1 square plus n2 d2 square divided it by n1 plus n2. Now question arises, what is d1 and d2? So you will see sigma 1 and sigma 2, they are the standard deviation of first and second groups. Clear? N1 and N2 are the number of observation in first and second groups, right? Now what is D1? D1 is nothing but it is x1 bar minus xp bar. X1 bar is the mean of first group and xp bar is the mean of combined these two groups. D2 is x2 bar minus xp bar. Here D1 and D2 are the deviation of grouped means from the pooled mean xp bar. ठीक है, सबसे पहले आपके पास मान लो N1 ऑब्जर्वेशन एक ग्रुप में है, N2 दूसरे ग्रुप में है। पहले का स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन आपको पता है, दूसरे का स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन आपको पता है। तो सबसे पहले का आपको मीन निकालना है x1 बार और x2 बार, ये मीन हो गया इसी का। फिर आपने कंबाइंड मीन निकालना है विच इज नोन एज xp बार, विच इज नथिंग बट n1 x1 बार प्लस n2 x2 बार डिवाइड इट बाई n1 प्लस n2, राइट। अब आपने ये मीन निकाल लिया, फिर आप क्या करोगे, यू विल फाइंड द डेविएशन x1 बार माइनस xp बार and give it a name, say D1. Similarly, D2 is nothing but it is x2 bar minus xp bar. ठीक है, अब आपके पास D1 भी है, D2 भी है, N1 भी है, N2 भी है, sigma 1 भी है, sigma 2 भी है. You put all these value in this formula and you will get the combined or pooled variance, right? Now we will do certain examples so that things will be more clear to you. So let us start. So first example, calculating the mean deviation. How you will calculate the mean deviation? So find the mean deviation about arithmetic mean. हमने किसके about निकालनी है? Arithmetic mean. And also calculate the coefficient of variation, that is CV, for the following data. Data is, these are the daily wages 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80. These are my class intervals. And these are the number of वेज अर्नर। इस क्लास में दो वेज अर्नर हैं, इसमें 5 हैं, इसमें 10 हैं, इसमें 10 हैं, इसमें 5 हैं। टोटल वी हैव 32। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट द सॉल्यूशन। सो एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू, कंप्यूट द मिड वैल्यूज, इनकी मिड वैल्यूज निकालिए। And if you compute the mid value for this class, it comes out to be 10. For this, it is 30, 50, 70, and 90. Then you compute f and x. Also, f and x minus x bar. If you write like that, it is more appropriate. fi xi minus x bar. तो ये मैं करके दिखाऊंगा। सबसे पहले आपके पास क्या है, डेली वेजेस हैं। So you will make a column in which daily wages are given, right? Then second is the number of wage earner, which is known as the frequency. In this case, it is 2, 5, 10, 10, and 5. Total is 32. Then find out the mid values. Mid values हमने निकाल ली। Mid value कैसे निकालेंगे? इन दोनों को जोड़ के 2 से डिवाइड कर देंगे। तो it is 10, 40 plus 20, 60 divided by 2, 30, 100 divided by 2, 50, 140 divided by 2, 70, 180 divided by 2, it is 90. Once you find out these mid values, then we will find out fi xi in order to compute the mean. So find out fi xi. तो क्या करना है, इस कॉलम को इस कॉलम से मल्टीप्लाई करना है। 2 multiply with 10, 20. 5 multiply with 30, 150. 10 multiply with 50, it is 500. 10 multiply with 70, 700. 5 multiply with 90, 450. And take their sums, and I will get 1820 as sum. Now my question is, first of all, mean deviation about arithmetic mean. So I have to compute the mean first. तो मीन के लिए मैं क्या करूँगा, अर्थमेटिक मीन x बार I know the formula Fi xi upon n. I have sum of xi as that is 1820 and sum of all the frequencies 32. So I divide it by 32, I will get 56.9. Now this is the value about which I want to find out the mean deviation. तो मैं क्या करूँगा, मैं हर xi में से ये वैल्यू घटाऊंगा and take their absolute value. So I create a new column xi minus x bar. When I subtract 56.9 from 10, I will get minus 46.9. Since I am taking the absolute value, so it becomes positive. Similarly, 30 minus 56.9, it is 26.9 negative, and when I take positive, so I compute all these deviation, right? Now last question. Since these are the deviation and we have frequency also, so I multiply these deviation with frequency. So now this value is multiplied with 2, it will give 93.8. 26.9 is multiplied with 5, it will give 134.5 and so on and so forth. And take their sum. So sums comes out to be 593.8. Now I have all the prerequisite of mean deviation formula. Mean deviation, we know that it is nothing but it is 1 by n summation fi then xi minus x bar, right? So I have computed this value, taking their sum. I have n, just put these values. So mean deviation is given by this formula. Now you just take fi xi minus x bar, its summation is 593.8. So 593.8 is divided by 32. You will get 18.55. Then find the and coefficient of mean calculate the coefficient of mean deviation CV. Now you want to find out coefficient of variation, which is nothing but mean deviation divided by x bar multiplied by 100. So 18.55 divided by 56.9 into 100, you will get the mean coefficient of variation about mean deviation. Then another example, comparing two batsmen. Now suppose runs scored by two batsmen X and Y in 10 innings are given as under. कि दो प्लेयर थे, एक का नाम X था, दूसरे का नाम Y था. उन्होंने 10 इनिंग्स में ये रन बनाए. फॉर प्लेयर 1 इन फर्स्ट इनिंग 90, 110, 5, 10, 125, 15, 35, 16 and 134 and 10. And their total is 550. Similarly, second player has a total of 520. अब question arises, which player is more consistent? अगर हम मीन की बात करें, 10 सीरीज का मीन लें तो इसका 55 आ रहा है, इसका 52 आ रहा है, तो हम कहेंगे कि ये बढ़िया है, ठीक है. लेकिन इनमें कंसिस्टेंट कौन सा है जो हर सीरीज में ठीक से एक जैसी परफॉर्मेंस की है, ठीक है. So we want to compare this. So mean will not give us the clear cut picture. In this case, we will find out the standard deviation and then we will find out the coefficient of variation. तो जिस प्लेयर की coefficient of variation कम होगी वो प्लेयर ज़्यादा consistent होगा. So let us start with solution. So first of all, this is first player and its sum is 550. Second player 520. Then compute mean of these two players. X bar it is 55 and y bar it is of course 52. अब अगर मीन पे बात करें तो प्लेयर 1 का मीन ज्यादा है, प्लेयर 2 का मीन कम है, ठीक है. देन वी विल फाइंड आउट द डेविएशन एक्स आई माइनस एक्स बार. तो आप 90 में से 55 घटाओ 35, 55 माइनस 50 एंड सो फोर्थ, देन टेक देयर स्क्वायर and find their sum. This is my sum. Similarly for y, I find y minus y bar. Y bar is 52. 65 में से 52 घटाया 13, 16, 0 and so forth. Then take their squares. You will get this. Why I have computed this? Because I want to find out the standard deviation of x as well as standard deviation of y. So compute standard deviation. So standard deviation of x by formula xi minus x bar whole square divided by n. तो xi minus x bar का हमारे पास तो सम आ गया 25462 divide it by n 10 and take their positive square root, it is 50.46. Similarly sigma square y I have get 14.71. ठीक है, अब हम देख सकते हैं कि जो रन स्कोर किए हैं प्लेयर ए ने वो ज़्यादा स्कैटर्ड है एज कंपेयर टू द स्कोर परफॉर्म्ड बाय प्लेयर वाई. सो वी विल फाइंड आउट द CVs, कोफिशिएंट ऑफ वेरिएशन. उसको आप कैसे करोगे? CV ऑफ x सिग्मा x अपॉन x बार इंटू 100. सिग्मा x हमने निकाल लिया 50.46 डिवाइड बाई x bar, that is 55 multiply by 100, so it comes out to be equal to 91.74. Similarly sigma y, it comes out to be equal to 28.29. Now from how you can interpret these two figures? So how you draw the conclusion? So let us draw the conclusion. X is better runner if x bar is greater than y bar. तो x better runner तो है, while y is more consistent player because it has lower CV. Of course x ने रन ज़्यादा बनाए, लेकिन वो एक अच्छा रनर हो सकता है, लेकिन वो कंसिस्टेंट नहीं है. Y is more consistent because its performance remain uniform or all the innings, right? So with the help of measure of dispersion, you can see how your data is scattered, how two series can be compared, which series is more consistent, and so on and so forth. Then two more measures we will use, which are known as skewness and kurtosis. These are the graphical measures rather. So skewness refers to the lack of symmetry in a distribution. Skewness refers to the lack of symmetry in a distribution. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन क्या है कि अगर हम पूरे डाटा पॉइंट्स को किसी ग्राफ पेपर पे प्लॉट करें और जो कर्व हमें मिलती है उसको हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बोलते हैं कि x किस तरह बिहेव कर रहा है. जब x की वैल्यू चेंज हो रही है तो y की वैल्यू किस तरह बिहेव कर रही है, उसको हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बोलते हैं. तो ये आपका ऑलमोस्ट सिमेट्रिकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है कि जो कर्व है वो आधी मीन से इधर है आधी इधर है, इसको हम सिमेट्री बोलते हैं. कि व्हेन यू फोल्ड दिस कर्व ईच पार्ट विल कंटेन्स द मिरर इमेज. तो स्क्यूनेस रेफर्स टू द लैक ऑफ सिमेट्री. लैक ऑफ सिमेट्री का मतलब जितना इस सिमेट्री से दूर होगा उतना ही वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्क्यूड होगा. वो उसको हम लेस स्क्यूड भी कह सकते हैं, मोर स्क्यूड भी कह सकते हैं, पॉजिटिव स्क्यूड भी कह सकते हैं, नेगेटिव स्क्यूड भी कह सकते हैं. एंड इट प्रोवाइड्स इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द शेप ऑफ द कर्व फॉर्म्ड बाय द डाटा. ठीक है, ये किस तरह की कर्व बनेगी उसके बारे में हमें इंफॉर्मेशन देता है. स्क्यूड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फ्रीक्वेंसी कर्व इज नॉट सिमेट्रिकल. मैंने कहा था ना, सिमेट्रिकल होगा तो बिल्कुल एक मिरर इमेज होगा दोनों साइड, लेकिन अगर वो स्क्यूड होगा तो वो एक साइड से ज़्यादा स्ट्रेच होगा और दूसरी साइड से कम स्ट्रेच होगा, और वाइसी वर्सा. अगर पॉजिटिवली स्क्यूड है तो पॉजिटिव साइड में वो ज़्यादा स्क्यूड होगा, नेगेटिवली स्क्यूड है तो नेगेटिव साइड में ज़्यादा स्क्यूड होगा. and skewness is often measured by a कर्ल पियर्सन कोफिशिएंट। एक कोफिशिएंट निकालते हैं जिसको हम बोलते हैं कोफिशिएंट ऑफ स्क्यूनेस एस के, एंड इट इज गिवन बाय मीन माइनस मोड over standard deviation. So with the help of all the measure we have studied so far, you can find out coefficient of skewness. मीन निकाल लीजिए, उसमें से मोड घटा दीजिए, उसको स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन से डिवाइड कर दीजिए. So it is given by SK, mean minus mode over standard deviation. There is an alternate method also by which you can compute the skewness. So SK is also given as 3 mean minus median. या मैंने पीछे बताया था मीन माइनस मोड विल बी इक्वल टू 3 टाइम्स मीन माइनस मीडियन ओवर एस डी. अब यहां से हम कुछ चीज निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो मीन माइनस मीडियन ओवर एस डी जो आप लोगे, इसकी वैल्यू -1 और 1 के बीच में आएगी. तो कोफिशिएंट ऑफ स्क्यूनेस कितना होगा? ये -3 और 3 के बीच में. when this value, extreme value is -1, then SK will be -3. When extreme value of mean minus median or SD is +1, then it is +3. So the value of mean minus median or SD lies between -1 and 1. So the skewness ranges between -3 to +3. Now we will discuss some points. First one is, for a symmetrical distribution, the mean, median and mode are equal. For example, this. For a positively skewed distribution, mean is always greater than median, which is again greater than mode. And for a negatively skewed distribution, mean is less than median and less than mode. So there is another method. Skewness can also be defined in terms of moments. अब moments आपको मैंने बताया था कि आपने moments निकाले थे. जैसे मान लो आपने वेरिएंस निकाला था सिग्मा स्क्वायर, which is nothing but it is sum of xi minus x bar whole square upon n. ठीक है, अगर मान लो ये मेरा actually it is a second moment about mean. If I want to find out first moment about mean, then this will be xi minus x bar divided by n, and it is always equal to 0. And similarly, you can find out the third moment, 1 upon n xi minus x bar cube. Fourth moment, 1 upon n xi minus x bar raised to power 4. And if I use like this, I can find out rth moment about mean by r. तो इसको हम सिग्मा r से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. ठीक है, सो जनरली हम ये 4 मोमेंट यूज करते हैं स्टैटिस्टिक्स में, और rth मोमेंट आगे की क्लासेस में यूज होता है. तो जब जरूरत होगी तो आपको अभी तक ये 4 मोमेंट्स याद रखने हैं. तो पहला क्या है? बीटा 1, this is the coefficient of skewness, which can be given by mu3 square upon mu2 cube. Now what is mu3? This mu3 square. First of all, what is mu3? Mu3 is the third moment, and mu2 is the second moment, this variance. So you find out third moment, take its square, divide it by the second moment about mean, take its cube, and gamma 1 is square root of beta 1, where mu r is nothing but summation fi xi minus x bar r is the rth order central moment of the variable x. मैंने अभी आपको एक्सप्लेन करके बताया था. एंड साइन ऑफ y गामा 1 मैचेस दैट ऑफ म्यू 3. जो म्यू 3 का साइन होगा वही गामा का साइन होगा. ठीक है, एंड व्हाट आर द इंटरप्रिटेशन? अगर मान लो आपने ये बीटा 1 और बीटा गामा 1 निकाल लिया तो उसका मतलब क्या है? अगर गामा 1 आपका 0 आ जाता है, इट मीन्स it is a symmetrical curve, means you have a normal distribution, mean median mode lies on same point. तो इस तरह की कर्व आपकी मिलेगी, सिमेट्रिकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। ठीक है, अब इस कर्व को अगर आप फोल्ड करोगे अराउंड दिस पॉइंट, देन दिस साइड विल बी द मिरर इमेज ऑफ दिस साइड। नंबर 2, अगर लेफ्ट स्क्यूड हो, गामा 1 0 से कम आ जाए, तो वो लेफ्ट स्क्यूड, नेगेटिव स्क्यूनेस होगी। लेफ्ट स्क्यूड का क्या मतलब, कर्व आपकी इस साइड से स्क्यूड होगी। ठीक है, एंड इफ गामा 1 इज ग्रेटर देन 0, द कर्व विल बी राइट स्क्यूड लाइक दिस। क्लियर? So with the help of skewness you can find out whether your distribution is symmetrical, it is skewed, if it is skewed, whether it is negatively skewed or it is positively skewed. Then last measure of dispersion we are using is the kurtosis. Now what is kurtosis? Kurtosis measures the flatness or peakedness of the top of the distribution curve. ये आपकी कर्व कितनी शार्पली पीक है, फ्लैटर है फ्रॉम द टॉप ऑफ द कर्व। तो कर्टोसिस एक वो मेजर है जिससे हम किसी भी कर्व की पीक को बता सकते हैं कि वो फ्लैट है, शार्पली है या नॉर्मली है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स। तो कर्टोसिस इज ए मेजर द फ्लैटनेस और पीक्डनेस ऑफ द टॉप ऑफ द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर्व, एंड ऑफ कोर्स इट कैन बी एक्सप्रेस्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ मोमेंट्स, जो मैंने मोमेंट बताए थे, म्यू बीटा 2, दिस इज म्यू 4 अपॉन म्यू 2 स्क्वेयर, एंड गामा 2 विल बी इक्वल टू बीटा 2 माइनस 3। तो सबसे पहले बीटा 2 निकालोगे तो आप म्यू 4 कैसे निकालोगे? म्यू 4 विल बी नथिंग बट इट इज समेशन एफ आई एक्स आई माइनस एक्स बार की पावर 4 डिवाइड इट बाई एन। ठीक है, एंड म्यू 2 is nothing but it is 1 by n sigma fi xi minus x bar whole square. So once you compute the beta 2, then you can find out gamma 2, which is nothing beta 2 minus 3. Now अब इन बीटा 2 और गामा 2 की अलग अलग वैल्यूज पे हम क्या इंटरप्रिटेशन निकाल सकते हैं? इन केस ऑफ ए नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, beta 2 will be 3 and gamma 2 will be 0. If beta 2 is greater than 3, then of course gamma 2 will also be greater than 3. The curve is more peaked than the normal and it is known as leptokurtic curve. If beta 2 is less than 3 and gamma 2 is less than 0, the curve is less peaked than the normal. It is known as platokurtic. And last, if beta 2 is equal to 3, the curve is neither peaked nor flattered, but it is normal. It is known as mesokurtic. So pictorially you will see this. These are three curves. This is peaked. It is known as leptokurtic. And this is platykurtic, flatter. But in the middle you will see it is mesokurtic or normal curve. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot.